Hello everybody, welcome back to Cloud Infinite, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Metaphor ReFantazio Premium Art Book. If you missed it last time, we explored the collector's edition of Metaphor ReFantazio for Steam and took a look at all the wonderful goodies that come in that box. If you missed it, we'll have it linked down in the description as well, and at the end of the video for you to check out. But without further ado, let us get into it. Alright, the Metaphor ReFantazio Premium Art Book that comes with either the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, or Steam versions of the Collector's Edition. I chose the Steam version, but let's just go through all the different pages and show what we've got here. So it looks like we have our index here. We've got our key visuals, character illustrations, archetypes, weapons, character designs, character portraits, humans, UI design drafts, UI design elements, designs, election posters, and concept art. There's well over 60 pages in here, and I'm sure excited to take a look at what we've all got here. So first off, we've got what looks to be some promotional art that I've seen in the past with the protagonist and Gallica in the foreground. Oh, what a wonderful little kitty we got here in the Academia, where you meet more. I've only played the prologue and demo parts of this game, so please bear with me when it comes to different elements and characters that haven't been introduced yet, so let's just get right into it. So, okay, so it looks like we've got some more of the promotional art here, featuring the likes of Gallica, the protagonist, Stroll, and Hulkenberg. And then we also have the prince here on the right. Alright, so it looks like we have the protagonist, who is an Elda. So these ones on the right are actually kind of interesting. So this one here is the main portrait for when the character is speaking, and then this one here you see in the pause menu when you're going through and choosing whoever you want in your party and such like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, so moving on, we have Gallica, a fairy. Now see, her design, when I first saw her, it just kind of screams a lot of character cues from Yukari from Persona 3. And I think that's part of a reason why some people might like her. From the demo, I really liked her character. She's kind of a sassy fairy, kind of like guides the way for the protagonist. I don't know, it's just kind of cool. I'm a big fan. All right, and then moving on, we've got Stroll, a very cool guy, I like Stroll. He's one of your main party members in the beginning of the game, and he kind of saves your butt in one of those first boss fights. So I really like him. I want to see much more of him and see what he's capable of. And then next, we've got Hulkenberg. Now she was introduced later on in the demo period, right around the big climax right before the protagonist takes control and kind of does whatever he wants. I'm not going to spoil any character things, but yeah, she's pretty cool. Then we got Heisme. I haven't met this guy yet. He's pretty cool. I really like the design. Kind of rodent-like. He's got big ears. He's got wings. I don't really know what he's all based off of, but I mean, I'm excited to learn their character and kind of get going with them, because I believe all these characters, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, have some sort of bond to them or something like that, similar to the social links and confidant systems in different Persona games. So it's kind of mixing of the different IPs that Atlus has. This feels, I'm a big fan of that. I love Persona. I've played SMT5 Vengeance. I really like that one too. So it's a very different turn on that formula, and I do enjoy it so far. So I'm excited to get more into it. Okay, then we have Juna. I've seen some of her in some of the promotional arts. One of the things that I really like is her eyes. They kind of got that like a bug or a butterfly-like thing going on. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's pretty cool. I do enjoy her character. Let's see what we got next. Okay, and next we have Euphia, a very interesting character design. The kind of that third eye look. I really kind of do like the various looks that she has. I don't really know what she brings to the table yet in terms of the story and her character, but I do kind of dig it. Next, oh, okay, this guy's pretty cool. So we have Bastillo, a Parapus, so kind of one of the outcast tribes in the game. So there's the main two tribes that are the same ones that Stroll and Hulkenberg have. So the Clamars and the Rosant. Correct me if my pronunciation is incorrect, but those are the two main tribes that kind of coexist in the city, and the others are just kind of like outcast or looked down upon. But yeah, this guy's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of the character design. Definitely screams, you know, badass energy. So I'm a big fan. But let's see who we got next. Oh my gosh, we've got Grius. This man, the myth, the legend, Grius. Very cool. One of my favorite characters from the prologue and demo of the game. Very big story elements surrounding this guy. Not gonna spoil anything for anybody, but yeah, very cool character. Love this guy. And then moving on, we have okay, so we got a couple characters per page here. And we've got another character I haven't met yet. We have presumably Anurus. I do like his character. Looks like he's got 4 wings going on, so that's pretty cool. And then we have Moore. You meet him in the demo, and you will see a lot of him in the main game. He kind of plays a similar role to like Igor in the Velvet Room for the Persona games, where he kind of plays that mentor-ish character in what is called the Academia, where you basically collect these archetypes, which are similar to Personas, but they're linked to specific bonds. So as you meet and grow bonds with more people, you'll basically unlock the potential to utilize these more various different archetypes and actually evolve them into different things. It's pretty cool. I can't say I know too much about the system right now, but I'm excited to learn more about it once I play the main game. Oh, and he's got his wonderful little cat. I love his cat. I forget what the name of his cat is, but you can pet him in the Academia, and at certain points, the cat even serves as a mid-dungeon save point. I love that. I've never seen a better save point in a game. Pet the cat to save the game. I love it. Oh, and then we have Luis, one of the very, very titular characters through the demo period, and I'm sure will be through the main storyline. I'm not gonna spoil anything about his character, but let's just say that you know, he plays a very big role in the storyline, and very much presumably will through the main game as well. But yeah, very cool design. I love the lines, the royal regalness of his character as well. And you might even see a little bit of a deceitful look in his eyes, but that's to be determined, of course. Okay, so it looks like that is it for the character designs, and we're moving on to the archetypes. So if you want to think of archetypes, just think of them similarly to like Personas in the Persona franchise, where it's kind of similar in how characters awaken to their personas. The protagonist and other characters have awakened to their archetypes, because in one of the first main battles, the protagonist awakens to his archetype, and other supporting characters had in different battles along the way as well. But yeah, the designs for these are very unique, definitely different from a lot of the SMT demons and personas of the Persona and Shin Megami Tensei series, but it definitely screams a lot of fantasy as well, so I'm a big fan of this. A very diverse designs as well. And one of the things that I find interesting about archetypes is that, unlike in Persona where the main character is the only one who can wield different personas, in here any of the playable characters can wield different archetypes, which is pretty neat. But yeah, I do really like these designs. Let's see what we've got next. Oh, and we do have a couple different ones. So first we have, well, on this page, the Seeker, and then on this page we have the Warrior archetype. I'm a big fan of the different design choices, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe the different archetypes will also lead to be able to have different abilities and different physical weapons that the character can use as well. And then we also have the Knight archetype. We got a couple different art style versions here. It's pretty cool. And then we have various sorts of weapons that you can utilize, and I see that I would assume different characters will have different weapons that might be exclusive to them or only they can use, but various things like a great sword, lance, standard swords, katanas, a bunch of different things, yeah, axe, staffs, fans, knuckles, yeah, a lot of very, very, very cool things. Let's see what we've got next. Okay, so it looks like we've got a bunch of character design charts here showing some sketches of the different emotions for the main protagonist. This is honestly one of my favorite things about this art book here, is that it just really shows different sides of the character design that you really might not see in the game. Like, a lot of these portraits here, like, I don't know if you'll see the protagonist giving that sort of emotion, so that's just kind of something that I can really appreciate. Oh, and it's the royal sword that the protagonist has. In game, you can ride it like a picture like a hoverboard. It's kind of neat, kind of gimmicky, but I like it. Then we have some Gallica character designs, different sketches showing off different moods and whatnot. It's pretty cool. I really do like her character in general, and a lot of people agree. Some might find her annoying. I don't know. I just think she's kind of neat. And we got Stroll here. I love a good Stroll. He's pretty cool. Definitely gives off a lot of that understated coolness attitude for sure. Then we've got Hulkenberg. Now she's got a really neat design. One thing that I actually noticed is that all the different characters kind of have different colored designs when they're kind of activating their archetype powers, which is pretty cool. Again, we'll go back to Stroll just to take a look. It's very neat how when they activate their archetypes, they just kind of have this aura about them, kind of like an otherworldly sense, if you will. And then the protagonist has something of similar design as well for them. That's pretty cool. I do enjoy that, and I do like Hulkenberg's design with her very flashy hair and very distinctive clothing as well. Let's see who we got here. We got Heismay. So it looks like he is going to be an archetype wielder as well, judging by different promotional art and such like that. He's not introduced in the demo, but I'm sure we'll meet him along the way later, if you've only played the demo version. But yeah, pretty cool. I don't know. There's just something comical about his cutesy little face here, and he's like a sad, pleading face, and then just all rage here. I don't know. I love it. These little portraits just really add a lot of character and feel into the different character designs that you might not see a whole lot of in the game itself. And then we've got Juna as well. Definitely some very animated portraits here showing off some different moods and whatnot. I really like her character. Same with Heismay, a character I haven't met yet, so I can't give my full opinion on them yet, but I do like her design, the multicoloredness, as I said before, the kind of bug or butterfly looking eyes. I don't know, they're just kind of neat. I like her character. And then moving on to Euphia. It looks like she's got multiple different designs when it comes to maybe combat versus like a standard wear or something. I'm not 100% sure yet. You know, similar situation to Heismay and Juna. Haven't met them yet, but similar to the other two, look to be archetype wielders as well, but that's to be seen, obviously. More wonderfully animated portraits here showing off different moods and character and such like that. I'm a really big fan of that sort of thing. And then we've got we got Bastillo here, looking very cool, very sleek in his attire. But yeah, he's looking very cool, he's looking very aggressive. You know, we'll just have to see how his character is in the game. I'm kind of excited to meet this guy. He seems pretty cool, especially considering he's kind of one of the outcasts. I wonder what he'll bring to the table. Oh, we got Grius, this bad boy. Oh, he's super cool. Like in a fantasy game, if you picture like the old man adventurer type of character, this is your guy. I do love Grius. He's very cool. A very influential part of the prologue of the game as well. Not spoiling anything about his significance to the story, but it is very cool. Alright, so it looks like we have Norus and Mor. Similar layout to the introduction to the characters, where they each have their own page. I do like their designs. You do see a bit of Mor in the demo and the prologue. We've never met him yet. I'm kind of excited to see what he's got to offer. I don't know whether to decipher if he's a good guy or a bad guy yet. I don't know, but I do like the vibe that he gives off. And then we got more with his little kitty, wonderful little kitty cat. Big fan, big fan. And then we have Luis, one of the most striking, I guess you could say, characters of those that you meet in the prologue as well. And then we have the prince as well. You do see a little bit of him in the beginning at different times. I do enjoy that in the beginning in terms of the story building. There's kind of a bit of a back and forth between the past and current time, kind of talking about the whole situation with the prince and the king, and how the protagonist has come to be, so to say. But yeah, kind of neat. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so we got character portraits here for a lot of the various characters that you will meet across your journey. So we'll just kind of go through them one by one. A bunch of these you'll see in the demo, a bunch of these you might not. So we have Fidelo, we have Anurus that we've seen in a few of the pages prior. We have Maria. Protect Maria at all costs. She is a wonderful little sweetheart. I loved her character from what I've seen so far in the demo. We have Fabienne, she's wonderful. Rella, have not seen her yet. Moore, he's a wonderful, I guess you could say, guide to the academia. I do like his character. I'm not entirely sure what that will wind up being, whether he's got more significance later in the storyline, or if he's just there like Igor is in the Velvet Room in the Persona games. And we've got Hytholodius V, he is the king, and then a couple of these are presumably part of his council. We've got Forden and Gideo, I think that's how you'd pronounce that. You see all three of these characters in the beginning of the demo sequence as well. And we have Zorbia, kind of a dark character design. You know, they just a hunch here, but they might be someone leaning towards the bad side of characters. We have Glodell. I don't know what it is, but this guy just kind of screams a bit of charisma, maybe a little bit of negative energy, so to say. And we've got Katharina. You can actually see her in the main city area of the game and talk to her. But that's really about it that you can see for her in the demo. I'm sure she's going to have a little more presence in the game, stuff like that. Oh, I really do like this character design. We've got Alonso here. The stark contrast of the light blue hair with the black suit is very much a look. Then we have Brigitta. She's a character that you meet early on, will presumably have much more emphasis later on. I believe she is the shop owner for the igniters that people use to channel magic and stuff like that, so I'm sure she'll have some sort of service that you can utilize as well. Then we have Bardun and Batlin. These guys just don't really scream important character. They just kind of feel like, you know, guys that are living in society who might have a little bit of power. We have Klinger. This guy, he's certainly something. I'm not gonna spoil anything about him. Let's just say he's a bit of a prick. We'll leave it at that. And then we have Johanna. I've never seen anything about her yet, but I do really like her character design. And then moving on to this next page, we have Milo. I dig the design, their outfit, the purple hair with the multicolored layer clothing, pretty cool. And then Loveless. I don't know what I'm just kind of feeling that this individual just kind of screams some sort of higher power or something. I don't exactly know. And that's just what I'm feeling from this character. And then Lena, just such an adorable little rodent-looking character. I love their design. I can't wait to meet them in the game and see what all they're about. That looks wonderful. And then we have Rudolph. Definitely seems like somebody who is in power that might oppose the main protagonist by making advancements in some sort. That's just a hunch, obviously. I don't know anything about their character, but that's just what I get from this. Definitely some sort of hardened individual when it comes to military and stuff like that. Then we have Prince of Oceania. Judging by the name, it already seems like they're going to be some sort of big significance with traveling through the different lands and whatnot of Uchronia. I know it's got a very big, diverse map, and yeah, I'm sure they'll have some sort of significance somewhere, presumably near water, judging by the name Oceania. And then we have State Army General. I do like that design. That's pretty cool. Kind of similar vibe to Rudolph. A very hardened, as they say, State Army General. Not much I can really say about their design, just a cool armored military getup. I like it. And then moving on to UI design drafts. So this is kind of where it gets interesting for me personally, because when it comes to Persona 5 Royal and Persona 3 Reload, they have two of the best looking UIs, whether it be the elements in-game or the pause screens that I've seen in any game ever. Atlus has been cooking, let's just say. And they really did for this game as well. I was a big fan when I saw the first drafts of the UI elements, and when it looks like the different drafts that they had leading up to the final version, my gosh, I love it so much. With the splashes of color going through the different options, showing that I also noticed that each of these are, I think, different font types, and they light up with different splotches of color with each option. I'm a big fan of that. I love what Atlus is doing, and I'm excited for what sort of UI elements they'll have for any of their future games, whether it be a Shin Megami Tensei title or, I don't know, a Persona 6 presumably down the road, who really knows? But yeah, they've also got these different character elements that show depending upon what you're looking at and the different UI elements or options in the pause screen here. Yeah, very cool. I'm a big fan of that. Then we got some more various designs. We've got some designs of a Homo Tenta. We have designs for Akure Homo Tenta and Azure Homo Tenta. These are kind of interesting designs for these little guys. They're kind of like little teeth. I don't know what their specific emphasis is, but I know these guys here specifically are just kind of like an easy enemy that you can one-shot with your sword. I don't know, they're kind of cute, kind of weird. I like them. They're certainly there. Oh, and then we got a couple other ones. We've got a Platinum Homo Tenta and a Golden Homo Tenta, which, if I'm not mistaken, with all of these different designs, I believe there is one pin for each design of these different Homo Tentas that come with the collector's edition. So it's very neat. I didn't exactly know the differences between the different Homo Tentas when I looked at the pins, but now I do. So I'm really glad I went through this premium art book with you all. And if you're watching at this point, and if you enjoy what you're seeing, why don't you leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. But we've still got a few more pages to go. And then we've got the rough design and the final design for the Resonant Vessel, which is pretty cool because it's kind of like an iron heart that exudes that sort of power for any of these archetype users. It's very neat when they sort of awaken to this sort of power. It's very cool. And then we've got the protagonist novel design, which is what the collector's edition box is actually based off. So it's very cool. I can actually bring it over here. I've got it to the side. Yeah, it's very cool. Tries to make it look like there's actual pages in here. Yeah, I love it. It's awesome. I'm a big fan of what they did for the design of the collector's edition to mimic the protagonist's novel that they slowly read through the course of this game, kind of talking about that ideal sort of utopia. But then we got the different designs for the money. We've got the Uchronian ingot, the Uchronian gold coin. Very cool. We got the Regolith silver coin, the Uchronian silver coin as well. So for the copper coin, there's actually some very different options. There's the Uchronia standard, the Oceania, and the Montario as well. So presumably these sorts of currencies would differ based off of the region that the individual is in as well. So I mean, that's kind of cool how they don't just use the same form of currency regardless of what area of Uchronia and surrounding areas they're in. Okay, and these are the election posters. So these are the designs that individuals trying to go for the crown are going to represent. So that's honestly really cool how they have these sort of posters for each of these individuals going after the crown have. So that's pretty cool. And then we have some concept art. I'm all down for concept art. So we have the main city here in Uchronia. We have kind of this, I'm gonna say, kingly face looking down at the city. Not gonna spoil anything in terms of the story, but we'll just leave it at that. It's a very epic, cool look to it that just really screams high precedence and power, which is a lot of what this game exudes. And we've also got some more concept art for presumably different areas slash villages in the game. Honestly, looking at these, that just gets me more and more excited to get into Metaphor ReFantazio that I'm going to start literally after recording this video today. Yeah, awesome. These concept arts just make the different various areas look awesome. Super cool. And then on the back cover here, we have the map of Uchronia, showing the different areas that you can explore kind of on your journey as this protagonist in a fantasy land. But yeah, that is it for the Metaphor ReFantazio Premium Art Book. If you stayed this long and watched the whole video and you enjoyed what you've seen, why don't you leave a like and subscribe for more content like this? And if you haven't checked it out, why don't you check out our video opening the collector's edition of Metaphor ReFantazio. We opened the version for Steam, so definitely check that one out if you're curious. And why don't you leave a comment down below of what you'd like to see next time, whether it be Metaphor related, Persona related, anything video game related. I mean, we're always open to options. We've got a lot of Pokemon content on here, so if that's something you're interested in, why don't you check some of that out as well. But yeah, with that, we will see you next time. Peace.